We are live with Iconic TV, and today we are talking about myth busting. If you're a business owner, a coach, or consultant, and you're in business and you're trying to go solo, guess what? It doesn't work. People, even in this age of AI, you cannot build $1 million business by yourself. You need a team around you. And yet, when you need it the most, when you're getting started, is when most people think, I'll figure it out. I've got more time than money. I'm going to try and muscle through. Guess what you're doing? You are not building muscle. You are wearing yourself out. And today we're going to bust this myth. And because it just isn't true. Trying to build a business on your own is difficult. And if you don't have good advisors, good teams that are going to help you do this, you're going to do it the wrong way. What's the wrong way? Well, there's only two ways you can build a business. One is fast, one is slow. Most people doing it slow. We're going to show you how to do it fast. We're going to make this thing move. We're going to build a movement around your business so you can actually have a break, see a whole new level in your business. And this is why we're talking about this and why it's dangerous to try and do it yourself. You're like on a tightrope above the world trying to navigate. It's a long fall. And there's a better way that you can do this. And we're going to talk about this today. It's a lot like when you think about this. If you were in a boat, okay, let's say you have this beautiful yacht, that is your business. But you've got one oar and you're just going like this and you're rowing and rowing and rowing with one oar. What happens? You're going to go in circles. That's not conducive to what you're really trying to build. And so what we have to do is look at how do we take this magnificent vessel that we are building, this business, and how do we partner up and fill it with the right people to make it work? So when you think about this, you might think, I've got this. I'm smart. I'm good. I've built businesses before. I came from a really good company, and now I can take my knowledge and put it into business. But you cannot do it alone. You need both a foundation and support. And that's what's going to create a movement. Think about this. It's like a swing, right? Remember those old swings that would hang down and there's a rope and then there's a knot at the bottom and then a flat piece of wood and you're just swinging, right? So you've got a foundation to sit on, and then you have the rope that's going to keep you going, and that will cause movement and cause momentum. And that's what you're doing. Who is going to provide that foundation for you in your business? What are the ropes, right, that can make you swing, right? Think about those ropes. Like, think about Tarzan in the jungle. Oh, right? Okay, guess what? We're Jane to your Tarzan. Your Tarzan, you're trying to swing through all of this, but you need a Jane. You need somebody to come along, say, this is a strategy. Do this now. Don't do this. Don't go down that road. Okay. Be careful. So somebody to plot things out for you. What that's going to do is build a movement that's really natural for you, but you have to be able to trust them. It's going to save you time, and it's going to give you an amazing transformation. So think about this right now. Who is providing that foundation and those ropes for you? If you don't have somebody yet, give us a call, right? You can try to do it by yourself. I know we all do. I did it. Big mistake. And you're going to be overworked. You will find out you're the bottleneck and you're isolated. It does get lonely, especially at the top. We want to get you to the top. And if you build a movement around you, right now you can delegate to other people. You can elevate your business, and then you can stay connected with other people. Again, it does get a little bit lonely if you're trying to do this. So most people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. And people almost have like this little pink little ribbon on their lapel saying, I'm so exhausted as a business owner because look at me, I work so hard all by myself. It's not necessary. It's okay to ask for help. That's what I want you guys to understand. And otherwise, what does it feel like? You're wearing all these different hats, right? I'm the CEO, but I'm also the admin. I'm also HR. I'm also marketing. I'm also sales. And you're also tired, right? That's when you realize that your whole org chart says you underneath all of it. So question is, how many hats are you wearing? Probably too many. So People really trust having an ecosystem. We talked about this. Go down below and look for our show on a biosphere. It's really powerful and how you can build this whole planetary system around you. But people trust that. Like you've got a team around you. They're not so big on, oh, it's me, I do everything. Your ego's not so important to people, but they want to know, is there a system, a team, a platform, swings, right, that are around you? And how can you build that? What do you have? Do you even know how to bring them onto your team? Do you know how to find them? Right? Usually you start by finding someone above you, a mentor, a coach, a consultant who can help you, but you have to make sure that they qualify too. Are they a solo person? Do they have a team? Right? If you are out there and you are one of these advisors, consultants, coaches, who's your team? Do you have one, or are you just talking the good game but not actually showing that you can do that? And so I want you guys to understand that there's lots of ways to do this. There's lots of ways to grow. If you need to start mostly by yourself and you just need a little bit of support, we can help you out with that. Some tools, resources, I'd love to get those to you. If you just type the money models down below, we're going to give you these books, right? $100 Million Money Models by Alex Hormozy. I've got some left of these. If you want a hardbound copy of this, it's a great book to understand the 4 biggest things that you can do to grow your business. Let me put that in your hands, okay? Just down below, after you subscribe, type money models. And then I'm also going to give you 12 profit levers, because there's levers that you can pull in your business that on top of those 4, there's 8 other ones, right? Of the 12 that I wrote about, like, what is it now, 2 years ago, Alex broke 4 of them down, and then there's the other 8. So get both of those. I'll give you both for free. All you have to do is ask. I'll get you a link, and then you can get it. So what you don't need to do is try and clone yourself. Oh, I need a clone. I need someone just like me. You don't actually need that. That's the mistake that a lot of rookies make, and maybe even people who've been around for a while. They're like, oh, I hired this person. We get along so well. It's like a mini me. It's called a big mistake. You want to hire your team, right? Who is that team? So I'll put up here so you can see who's that circle of people that you want to have around you. Who are you going to have in client success or sales or HR or marketing and operations, right? There's a big team that can help you. They can help you grow. And so this is a circle, okay? Now, who are you? You're in the middle, okay? So everything kind of goes around you, but not in the sense of being a bottleneck. Does that make sense? You're not trying to create a thing where you are so important, but you are more like the orchestrator of all of this. And don't let everything rest on you, right? Don't be trying to climb up the mountain with the world on your back. Think of this as other professions. How could you think about that with your business? If you had an emergency and you have to go into the hospital and you need surgery, and it's a major thing, right? What do they call the surgery room, right? I used to call on surgeons and go into the operating rooms and things like that in my early days in career. And it's called the operating theater, right? If you go to the theater, you're not the only one, right? You're not a sole practitioner. You are in a theater, scalpel, this, blood, check the air, right? Give them oxygen, put them to sleep, right? You have a shared team. That's where your genius really comes in, when you can lead that and orchestrate that. But if you're trying to be, look at me, I'm the solo person, you don't scale. You don't have the money. You don't have the influence as when you bring a big team around you, right? So solo is really pretty fragile. It might be admirable. Look what I did all by myself. That's great. But that is still going to limit you. You're just going to have that much growth. But if you have a whole team, you can grow that much. So you're trying to build this great movement. So you can think about it from the medical practice. As you know, if you've watched me for a little bit, I used to own a racing company, and it was awesome. I wore every hat but the helmet because I can't drive a stick. So, but you can't be the solo racer, right? When the racer puts on his helmet, I'm in his ear, right? We're talking to them, right? So you have the chief and the engineers and talking to them, and you have everybody doing their part. And what is the critical moment in a race? It's the pit. when you have to pit and they say box, 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 and you come in and you take a break, a rest, you change your tires, water, whatever it is that you need to do, right? You cannot win a race on one set of tires, just like you cannot hit seven figures on just yourself. So what is this network effect that you could build if you don't know who to pick, who to do next? Where do you find them? How do you know if they're legitimate? A lot of people have hired people, didn't have success, and then like, oh, I'm not going to do that again. Right? Just because you learned a really good lesson, you didn't fail. You learned a great lesson. You got feedback, not failure. You want to keep trying. Finding the right people to be in your corner is everything in business. I wouldn't be where I am today without the people that I've been with. Every time I had meteoric rises in my business, in my income, in my profession, it was because I had a great leader, a great mentor, somebody who was guiding me, coaching me, consulting me, telling me what to do. Why? Because they had been there. Somebody who knew that, right? So you want to be able to orchestrate your own success. How could you do that? Like if you think about this, it's really important to think about, right? If you're trying to, as they say, you don't want to die with your music still in you. And so what is the output? What are you putting out there? You can't have a bunch of players just doing nothing and play whatever they want, different sheet music. You are the person that's central. So it's not like you disappear, but you need to give them the direction, right? You're conducting them, telling them where to go. So every player that comes out there, right, they bring their own power, but the conductor brings the clarity. So you need to be part of this scene. You can't just say, oh, I set it all up, I put it all on AI and I'm done. Well, you know what? Everything changes. So you have to be with that and move with that. So think about this. You want to invest more of your time in the stock room, building your stock. Who are you going to bring in to do all the work rather than in the showroom, just trying to always be on stage, me, me, me? That is very tiring to your audience. So for you, what do you need to do? How are you going to look at this in your business? What the strategic ways that you can actually plan this? A lot of people say, oh, I've got this great business, but they don't have a plan and they don't have an idea of what to do next. And when I ask people, like this morning, we had a dozen people in our workshop, and I'm like, well, how do you pick that? How do you know where to go? And everyone's looking at me with big eyes like, I don't know. Why did you pick that strategy? I don't know. Someone told me. I saw it on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Okay, only counts on YouTube if you're watching my channel, of course. But there's some ideas out there, but how do you know it works for you at what time? And is it in the right order? This is what you have to understand, right? So it's really about where is your focus? How can you do this? You know what we always talk about. If you're trying to build a great business, this is our model, right? Well, we use the cube. Why? Because whichever side you're on, right, is always balanced, okay? And we talk about singularity, focusing on one thing. Get to that $1 million with one plan, not 4 businesses. And you can get to $1 million like we did on just one platform. Okay, then you can expand. But then when you're trying to build a movement, right, you might think this is me. I'm that cube. I'm the center. I'm the singular point. But you actually want to take that and then add to it, right? This is what we're talking about. So take that clear cube with the clarity, but add another one and another one. This is that, remember we talked about that circle? This is what you're trying to build, something that has strength and power to it. And that will take you to the next level. Is this making sense? If it is, and you want to book a call and you want to find out, how can I do this to help me? How can I use this in my business? Just go ahead and go to callconnie.com and we can help you out. Because remember, you cannot build a 7-figure business on your own. You need to pair up with somebody, okay? And I always like to say, like, look at it like these, like links, okay? So who is on each side? Okay, this is all great on its own, but you get greater length, greater height when you can link up with a team that actually supports you, whether it's your internal team or your external team. It's not like, you could have a spotlight and just look at something, but when you turn on the stadium lights, wow, the lights, everything goes a lot farther. Okay, that's what you're trying to do here. Now, I want you to also think about who's in this movement. Who are you going to use? There's a couple different players that you want to bring on your team. And so let's go take a look at those. Who would you bring onto your team to help you grow? You could look at who is the strategist, who's the amplifier, who can help things really grow, who's going to implement everything, and who's going to be the connector and make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, right? These are the 4 key categories that you want to think about in your business as you're trying to grow it. Who do you need to be? Don't be stingy with your time. Don't be stingy with your ideas. Spread it out. Connect, right? It's not just about you. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I can't bring on a team. I can't bring on people. I'll do that once I make money. I hear that all the time. And I just smile and I say, well, of course, if you want to make less money longer, do that. But if you want to make more money faster, you need to create this movement around you and build that team. It makes logical sense, right? So if that's something that you're ready for, we'd love to help you out. You can actually go right there to callconnie.com. And if you want to figure out, how do I scale faster? I've been in this business a couple of years and the movement's not happening. The changes aren't happening, and I know they could. So this is what we want to help you out with and really hit that bullseye. Okay, don't just aim in the dark and guess and try 14 things at once and burn out, right? You should get sleep. You should have a balance, right? Just like we talk about, how do you have this balance in your business? So does that make sense? Let's build a team for you, right? Because collaboration with complementary experts is important. It's not going to dilute your brand. It's actually going to multiply it. You're going to grow with a team. A lot of people think, oh, I will diminish. I won't be so important. Other people will overshadow me. Not going to happen. Okay. You be you, be singularly focused on what you want to do, and you will be great. So if you want some help architecting the perfect movement, you can go to iconicbusinessadvisors.com. Whether you are the person who's doing the consulting or you're the person who's being consulted, the business owner, either side, tell us what you need. Okay. If you're a consultant, you can't figure out how to grow your business, how to find a way to build a movement for your clients, let us know. If you are a business owner and you want to say, hey, I need a team. I am tired of doing this by myself. We're here to help you. Okay. So legacy is not built alone. It is built together. Your movements will be the thing that helps you. Okay. And when you want to make sure, okay, I'm doing this the right way, I'm making enough money, I'm changing the game, all right? All those movements will outlive those individual moments. It'll scale your business. The collaboration will outlast your charisma. Yes, your charisma is important, but the charisma helps when you collaborate, so you don't have to carry it all by yourself. This is a heavy load if you're trying to run a business by yourself. You just have to start building with people who can carry it for you. Okay. Whether you want to work with us or whether you want to have somebody that we can connect you with to help you, either way, we're here for you. And we look forward to working with you and helping your business grow. So if you want to be iconic, all you have to do is come back next week. Go ahead and subscribe so I can get you notice, and be here next week at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. And I'll give you brand new strategies that will really help your business grow and scale from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less. All you have to do is ask. See you and have a great week. Be iconic.